Welcome to The Know, I'm Ashley Jenkins.
And I'm Gus Sorola.
Just when you think Nintendo's gone and screwed everything up completely with that whole audio solution for Splatoon 2, they turn around and they show you something cool that just makes you think that maybe they're geniuses. Mad geniuses.
Classic Nintendo. After yesterday's unbelievably cluttered setup for Splatoon 2's voice chat was revealed, complete with way too many cords and too many devices hooked up at once, the company has now officially unveiled their upcoming online service.
And it looks like we've got some goofy Nintendo-esque bad news, but also some very good news as well. The company revealed yesterday that the Switch's online service is delayed until 2018. Well, not all of the online, since if you've been playing Mario Kart Online, you know that it still kind of exists, but their overall all-encompassing service. But you might like some of the new benefits they're adding, including a Netflix-style subscription service to virtual console games and a pretty nice yearly fee compared to the competition.
It's time to start calling it Netflix, am I right?
Okay, yes.
Get it? Netflix.
I do like Netflix. It's a good one.
However, this announcement is also adding credence to the growing idea that Nintendo might have launched the Switch before it was ready, and we're still in the middle of a soft launch period.
Let's start with the basic details of the online service, or at least what we know from Nintendo's announcement of it last night. Like we mentioned before, the Switch's online service, which was originally meant to launch this fall, has now been pushed to 2018.
The company said as much in their newly updated Switch Online page, saying that online play will be free for all Switch owners until the service is up and running in 2018.
If you want to play games online, a membership will be required after that point. It's not yet, but it will be. The membership also grants you access to the Switch smartphone app and online lobby system. Now, we already knew some of these details from previous announcements, and now we've seen yesterday's Splatoon headset insanity. We sort of have a better idea of how it's all gonna work.
Nintendo also announced that a limited version of the system will be free as of this summer, again, most likely for Splatoon 2.
Yeah, they also gave us some brand new information about the Switch's online service too, like how much it's going to cost. Previously, Nintendo President Kimishima indicated that it'd be somewhere around the $20 to $25 range, which was, I guess, right on target.
Yeah, what a lucky guess, huh? The company is now promoting 3 service plans, a 1-month plan of $3.99, a 3-month plan at $7.99, or 1 full year for $19.99. It doesn't take a math genius to figure out that's a bit cheaper than PS Plus and Xbox Live Gold, both of which are up to $60 a year now.
Of course, there's no telling how all of this is going to function. Typically, you get what you pay for. That was one of the things about PSN. When it was free, it wasn't doing all that great. They made it a requirement for online play for PS4, added a whole bunch of new stuff to it. Now PSN is really, really good. But even if it doesn't cost as much as the others, it's got to be better than the bare bones functionality the system has on it at the moment. But one of the biggest and most exciting benefits that Nintendo announced has to do with classic games, because we love their old stuff.
Previously, Nintendo said gamers would get 3 games per month to download, sort of like Games with Gold or the PS Plus free games. However, Nintendo confirmed last night that wouldn't be the case for their new service. Now it's going to operate a bit more like Netflix, or Xbox Game Pass.
Nintendo said in a statement to Kotaku, Nintendo Switch Online subscribers will have ongoing access to a library of classic games with added online play. Users can play as many of the games as they want, as often as they like, as long as they have an active subscription.
At the moment, the games they highlighted as examples were Super Mario 3, Balloon Fight, and Dr. Mario, now with added online play.
Now, we don't have a lot of other details about how exactly this Netflix subscription service will work, but on the surface, it's great for Nintendo and actually very forward-thinking. One of the company's unbeatable strengths is not only its intellectual property and its super amazing, powerful franchises, but its enormous back catalog of classic all-time greats.
The sooner they make those ready for a Switch, the more enticing the whole package becomes. This was most obviously on display with the way the NES Classic just rocketed off of store shelves last holiday season.
And maybe explains why they got rid of it.
Yeah, people love Nintendo's old games, and tying some of them to a subscription service that generates more revenue with signups each month, that's potentially a huge move for Nintendo.
But there's still a lot of questions about the lineup and what the service is going to look like overall. IGN got some more details in a statement from Nintendo, sort of. At the moment, it seems that the updated library of games will only involve NES titles at first, although Nintendo says they're considering SNES games as well. So it really is Netflix.
SNESflix.
Someday. Someday we'll have SNESflix.
As for all those other complicated questions this raises, like, what does this mean for purchasing other Virtual Console titles? Will your Virtual Console titles from previous consoles pass over?
And this is how long we have to wait for classic games? How long? Will they be available before the service? What about the rumored GameCube Virtual Console? About all those kinds of things, Nintendo simply says they have nothing else to announce at this time.
I'd like dangle a little something and
Just
take it away.
a little bit.
While it's a nice development for their online service and the price is extremely competitive, it's almost kind of shocking Nintendo didn't have this ready for the Switch's launch. Not only will the service not be live for some of the biggest online titles the Switch is likely to get for the next year, although Splatoon 2 sounds like it's probably going to receive some kind of bare bones version of it, they missed it by a whole year. It's not like,
it's a lot.
They didn't have time or didn't realize the Switch was coming out. Do you think like someone sent a calendar invite to the online team and they put the wrong year and they were like,
and they were like,
what?
oh, wait, what do you mean we don't have until 2018? So this overall timeline just adds some fuel to all that speculation that the Switch launched maybe a little bit earlier than Nintendo had originally planned on it, or that a bunch of the things that they were planning on adding to it slipped, but they couldn't move the console launch, so it's sort of unfinished still, and what we're experiencing is a soft launch instead. Now, when you consider the lineup of games, the lack of any meaningful virtual console announcements, the shortage of supply, seems maybe possibly plausible that Nintendo pulled the trigger earlier than normal to go ahead and get the Switch into gamers' hands.
I do want to say real fast that Xbox Live did launch 1 year after the launch of the Xbox.
That's
And it
true.
came out in beta 1 year after the launch of the
Yes.
Xbox. But they did
Two
announce
generations
that
ago.
very well in advance, yes. So far, it seems to be paying off in terms of sales, but will early adopters be okay with waiting that long to get their hands on some of those features? And when exactly are we going to hear more about some of Nintendo's other virtual console plans?
We just want the virtual console stuff. Now, hopefully, some of that's going to be coming at E3, like in a week and a half. It'd be pretty hard to imagine Nintendo holding virtual console back for the entire year as well. God, I hope not. At the moment, we know they plan on bringing Mario Odyssey to E3 in a big way, so who knows what other kinds of announcements we'll get.
What do you guys think of Nintendo finally announcing their plans for online? How do you feel about the delay and turning part of virtual console into Netflix? Let us know in the comments.
And for future updates from Nintendo, remember to like this video. If you're new to this channel, subscribe to the know.
I was always better than my friends at Dr. Mario. I can't wait to play online and realize how shit I actually am
That's
and
the
how much
worst
everyone
part
is
about
better than me.
online is you can be the best like on your street. You're the best among your friends and you're like, I'm so cool. You go online and get wrecked and you're like,
And yet,
The NES.
I was going to say NES and then NES and then it just kind of farted in my mouth.